I'm here because SNAP is not abstract to me, and looking at this room and this crowd of people, I know it's not abstract to many of us. It's not just a line item. It's one of the resources that allowed my family to thrive and the reason that I get to be a state senator in the state of Illinois today. My family survived really tough moments because there was a program like SNAP that was able to help us put food on the table and say that food is not a luxury. Food is not something that children should have to earn. Food is a basic human need, and government has a responsibility to make sure that we can all eat, right? That's it. So when this administration attacks SNAP, we have to be really clear about who gets hurt. It is children. It is seniors. It is our community with disabilities. It is working parents who are already stretching paychecks, trying to make it work. And in this moment, it is also immigrant families who I will remind you are already being targeted, already being terrorized, and already being told that they should disappear from public life. So let's be clear about what is being funded instead. The federal government somehow finds money for cruelty, money for deportations, money for detention, money for surveillance, tax breaks for the billionaires, and policies that make our communities feel less safe. But then when we say, nuestra comunidad necesita comida, when we say we need food, they say, there's no money. When our people need health care, when we say that our communities need housing, schools, childcare, and safety, they tell us to wait. Our people cannot wait. They will not be able to eat press releases. They will not survive on excuses. They will not survive on a politic that asks working families to sacrifice again and again while the wealthiest people and biggest corporations are protected. And that is why the fight for SNAP has to be fought on multiple fronts. It is in spaces like these where we will continue to advance policy, because there are tangible things that we can do to fight for SNAP at the state level today. It is in the ways in which we push back on the budget process. But the thing is, and I think this is the collective moment that I want to remind you about why you're here. There's moments when we're in something so heavy that you go, I don't know if I'll ever be able to shift that. And since we talked about Silverio, I think it's worth saying. Many months ago, when Silverio was murdered, we said, will there ever be accountability? And reminder of this moment, right, where we even had to justify what had happened and ask our various levels of government to investigate. And last night, because our community was unified in asking for an investigation, there was an announcement that the Illinois State Police will be launching an investigation into the murder of Silverio Villegas Gonzalez. Which is to say that when we stick together, when we push, when we promulgate policy that comes from our community, we win. We win accountability. We win transparency. We win tangible wins. And I'll ground it in something else that I think we need to say in this moment and keep saying it with our chest, because it's not just a slogan, it's how we get there. We're going to get there by taxing the rich. We're going to get there by taxing the rich, because that is the seriousness that this moment demands. Close the loopholes. Make sure that the people who have benefited, who are not paying into an economy that allows us to feed our people, are held accountable. Because that's how we protect healthcare and food and housing and all of the supports that our communities need. I think the wind is with me. That's why it's picking me up. I love it. So look, the question about whether we have the courage to build the state that our people deserve, we have that. We shouldn't have a state where anyone goes hungry, where parents have to skip meals, where immigrant families are being hunted, where billionaires are being handed another tax break. So I'm going to ask you to do something, because I want to remind you of your power as we continue to lobby and fight for these issues. When they say we want to cut food, what do? We stand up and we fight back. When they want to cut health care, what do? Stand up, fight back. When they want to fund deportations, what do? Stand up, fight back. When they want to protect billionaires, what do? And when they tell our families to wait, what do? Because our communities are worth it. When they say there is no money, we're going to say tax the rich, fund our families, feed our children, protect our people, because our people are not disposable. Our future is not temporary, and that is not negotiable. And it gets to be not negotiable because you're here.
We are dedicating today to the rapid responders, every single one of you who stood up and said, our neighbors are worth it. I will go to sleep late at night, going and patrolling the neighborhoods. I will walk the students to school so their parents can feel safe. Each and every one of us and each and every one of these legislators who led the cause in their districts and in their areas, setting up rapid response movements, ICER, who showed up every single time, to the lawyers and the attorneys who answered the call every single time because any one of us could have been Silverio.
Thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to keep up to date with news from the caucus. For more information on what the senator is working on, please follow them on social media using the links in the description down below.